Howdy folks, it's Earl here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. I have allergy voice, I apologize, but it is that time of year. We finished the Denmark bush trip a few days ago, and now we're going to move on to another one. We have 4 left in the Nordics update: Iceland, Sweden, Norway, and Finland. Trying to decide which one to do next. I think we'll do Finland, just because it's under Denmark. And I think it's kind of funny because whenever I do videos on stuff, it seems like other people coincidentally, and it is pretty coincidence, do what I just did. And I say coincidence because it's people who have no idea who I am. For example, on my piano channel, I recorded a bunch of piano music. And then 4 days later, this other piano channel recorded the same music. Totally coincidence, because they have no idea who I am. And then I'll do something in Forza Horizon, and then 3 days later, one of the channels I watch that does racing does the same thing. I'm like, what? That's weird. The game is like 3 years old. But it's coincidence. They don't know who I am. And there's some flight stuff I've been doing, and other flight channels that are way bigger than mine, like, you know, almost 100,000, do what I just did. Again, coincidence, because they don't know who I am. So I just think that's interesting. Just thought I'd say that because I always talk about back of the house stuff. So anyway, what are we doing today? We're going to start the Finland bush trip. So let's click on it. And what does it say? We're going from Lappeenranta to Rovaniemi. Oh boy, I should have practiced that first. We're in the XCub, so we do have GPS and autopilot, which we'll use just for the sake of video making. We've talked about that at length before. I don't need to get into that. But anyway, how long does this take? 3 hours and 33 minutes. We'll see how long it really takes by the time we're done. We will do the same format as the last one. 1 leg per video, even if they're short. So in this case, we're going to have 9 videos for this bush trip. So that's fine. We're not in a hurry. It's not like I'm trying to get this out here before everybody else does it, because this update's already a couple months old. All right, what does it say? It says bush trips, this captivating journey. It's not just a journey, it's a captivating journey. Will immerse you in the beauty and intrigue of Finland as you fly deeply into its interior and make your way north all the way to the Arctic Circle. During this flight, you'll lay your eyes on and explore a diverse multitude of sights, including small towns, gorgeous vistas of forests, lakes, rivers, and the feats of modern design. You'll be in the cockpit of a Cub Crafter's XCub. The ideal airplane for this adventure is you'll want to fly low and slowly to take close looks at all of the incredible sights. Systems back on track. Achievements. There are no achievements for this. Now, this brought up 2 things I was actually going to or one thing I was going to mention. Actually, 2 things. First of all, we are going to fly a lot lower than we have been. I've been flying like 4, 5, 6,000 feet up because I'm used to the mountainous ones where you have to climb. But in this case, we're going to stay low, like 1,500 feet maybe 2,000 if I need to get around something during the sightseeing part. But otherwise, it's going to be low, not slow, but low. Secondly, this isn't a taildragger, so if we nosedive this thing or ground loop this thing when we land, it crashes and we have to do the leg over. Hopefully we won't need to do that. So this video, leg 1, half an hour or so, it says. It's going to be more than that, of course. Let's click on it and let's get started. Alright, I had my fuel and stuff off, so we have to restart this thing if I can remember how. How do you start this engine? There's a key somewhere. There it is. That started up. Alright, good. Okay. Let's see. We need to turn on the lights because it is really dark. And what else we need to do in this? Repair and refuel. And talk about where we're going. We'll zoom out this map. What if I push on it? Oh, you can drag this one. Oh, I forgot about that. I don't remember how to center it though. Oh, you click that thing. Duh, of course you do. Alright, let's see. We are going from Echo Foxtrot Sierra Alpha to... No, that's 2. From Lima Papa to Sierra Alpha. And like before, we will read about each POI as we fly around it, or between it, or to it, instead of doing it all at once. So the first one, though, we're going to take off from this airport I can't pronounce and fly north for 29 nautical miles to the town of Pumala, which lies deeply in the gorgeous Finnish Lakeland. All right, so let's see here. That's POI 1. We're going to pull up our VFR map and see where that is. But come on. POI 1, quite a ways out there. So we're going to take off, and then we're going to look for that town. Let me do this here to match. Actually, it's going to be quite a ways out, isn't it? Because this right here is that. So we'll keep the map zoomed this way. There we go. Alrighty, so we're looking for what again? A town. We're looking for a town, and then after that we will read about the next one. How far is it to POI 2? Yeah, then we'll read about POI 2 after POI 1, because there'll be plenty of time. Okie dokie, I think we're all set already. How come it's still dark in here? There we go. Let's set up autopilot, just because. Let's see if I can remember how to set up autopilot. We need the flight director. And we're going to do nav, so it stays on the GPS. And we're going to select our altitude. And what are we at right now? 350 feet. And not much is going to happen. So let's select our altitude. Let's start at 1500. That might be a little low, but we're going to start there. And we'll do vertical speed of about 600 feet per minute. And we are all set. Let's have a look outside, because it has been a while. Oh boy, look at this. Let me take a good, nice screenshot of this here. By that I mean for a possible thumbnail, just so, yeah, come on, we can do this. Come on, get it just right. There we go. That might be a good one. Alright, anyway, that's your outside. And now we're going to take out the parking brake, and we're going to get going here. Oh, I think my rudder pedals are working. Yeah, okay. Take out the parking brake. I put it on, I guess. I had an issue with my... Oh, that was weird. Do you see that? I had an issue with my rudder pedals. You know, the connector thing for the VKB sim or whatever I've got. Is this a crosswind? Crosswind and a bush trip? Anyway, had an issue. Well, okay, let me start over. I had to unplug them to move them. And there's one plug that's USB A, whatever, no big deal. And then the other one is like, you know, RJ45, and the clip no longer sticks in there for some reason. I'm hand flying, by the way. So I had these rubber bands to hold it in to give it pressure. Very strange. Alright, look at this, hand flying. Super easy, but we're engaged autopilot anyway. Just so that we can look around. So let's look out the windows. Co-pilot, you're on our way. Come on, co-pilot, let's get the flaps in too, by the way. I think we had flaps out. There we go. So simple. Look at that little town, probably. Yeah, maybe it's a little village. Oh, it's almost easier using my mouse than my hat switch. Looking good. So what are we doing? We're just going to fly over these little lake things, which I'm sure have a name. I don't think it told us the name, right? No, just says fly to a town. Alrighty. And then when we get to that town, we will be the next POI. Alright, so we're already at our cruising altitude. Bring back those RPMs a little bit. And I'm not worried about anything, because I'm not, you know, I don't do the thing where you do the stopwatch and all that stuff. We did that in the Nevada trip. So if you want to see me do it full on, I know Frugal just did the Denmark trip like this, where you use the stopwatch and all this stuff. I've done it, been there, done that. We did that for the Nevada trip. It was absolutely exhausting. I'm glad to have done it that way, but I like this way just as much. Where we just use autopilot and look around and read about what we're looking at. And sunken dock. So there we go, we're at a cruising altitude. We have a while before we get to our POI, which again is going to be not even on our GPS map yet. So we have a ways. Like before, I'm going to cut out some time in sightseeing to save time, but you're not going to miss anything visually. So my sightseeing shots, you're not going to miss a thing, but we're going to move on to sightseeing now, and I'll see you at that little town that I can't pronounce. See you in a little bit. Alright, just a few minutes left. 2 minutes it says until we reach our POI, which is going to be right there. And we're going to look for a small town, which would be pretty easy to see because looking out here, it's just been farmland and then a house here or there. I just love how this has been looking. Hopefully the scenery came across for you. So that must be the town there. No, not quite. No, because we've got bigger mass and then water. Oh yeah, no, that would be it. Be the town like right here probably. Because there's our bigger mass. So we'll look for that, and then once the airplane turns, we will read about the next POI. So let's just enjoy this together here for a moment. There's definitely a town up there. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it very well. Maybe we can from this view. Once it comes through, hopefully we'll see it before the thing turns, and this town is called Pumala. Alrighty, so hopefully we can see it, and then the plane will turn after we look at it. I wonder how you get across. By boat, I guess, to the other part of the town. There are definitely roads there. This is a really cool part of Finland. I didn't realize this train was like this here. Very interesting, very exciting. There's the town. For some reason it looks way more flight simulator-ish than I would have expected it to look. But, to look good. My satellite imagery is on, right? I should probably check that. Yep, everything is on. Okay, let's go back. Alright, the plane is going to turn now as expected. See you later, town. Oh yeah, we're like above it, so it's on both sides of us. That I did not expect to see. Oh yeah, that's because we crossed already. Because we're going really fast. Oh, and there's the bridge. I missed that before. So let's just have a look and enjoy this for a second here. It's kind of like a prairie before going into the forest. People on the outskirts and something in the middle of the water. Okie dokie, let's read about the next POI here. It says, turn northeast and fly for 29 more nautical miles over beautiful forests and lakes to Olavinila. Olavinlina. Oh my gosh, a castle on a small island that is northernmost stone fortress still standing in the world. I need to pull up Google Maps and see where we are. I didn't do that first. Alright, so we're looking for a castle on a small island that is a northernmost stone fortress still standing in the world. Okay, so let's put that away. And where are we headed for that? Let's pull our map down. I'm doing it like this. Render. POI 2. Okay, so we got this crisscross of lakes, that's there. And then we've got, where's the rest of it? Way up here. There we go, way up here. Alrighty, oh, and then the airport's right after that. Oh, the airport's right after it, okay. So when we get close to the castle, we'll read about the airport since it's right after it. Let's zoom in a bit here. How far do I have to zoom in to get an airport? Whatever. Don't see one. Oh, there it is right there maybe. No, that's something else. Alright, so where are we? Let's see. This is that. So POI 2 is on the island right here. So when the airplane shows up on the GPS and we get to about here. Is that it? No, let's see. We got this there, that there. Nope, I'm wrong. Here maybe. Because there's that island, there's that island, that island, that island. That pokes in right there, and POI 2 is in this area. Alright, well, when the airplane gets to this area, we'll look for maybe that island right there. We'll look for a castle, and then right after that, we'll read about the airport. Alrighty, so more sightseeing, and I'll see you when we get about towards the castle, because then we'll read about the airport and the landing, and then we'll finish it up. See you in a little bit. Alright, 5 minutes till our POI, which I believe is on that island right there. And then we have airport, which we're perpendicular to. So let's quickly read about the airport approach. Land at the small airport, just 5 miles from the castle, 2.5 minutes. Alrighty, so we'll cross over the castle about here, and hopefully we'll see the airport enough from the air we can go to the right to make a left entry. Once we get closer, we'll zoom in just so we can see where we're in relation to it. Otherwise, it looks like it's just between water. There's that water there, maybe, and that one. The two, yeah. So there's 1, 2, 1, 2. So we're looking at this backwards. We'll be coming in from over here and landing this direction. Boom. Okie dokie. That's it then. Not the end of the lake. So, how long did it say it was going to be? 29 minutes for the thing, and I've already been flying for over 30. We're not even there yet. And we're going as fast as we can. Probably because we're too low. I don't know. I don't care. Just enjoying it. So here we go. Castle's coming up. Where's the castle? What did I say? Was that one there? Alrighty. One more snippet of sightseeing, and then we'll look for this castle. I think the castle has been spotted right there. So let's quickly look around the outside and enjoy the scenery here. And then we'll check out the castle in a moment. That one didn't render in. Otherwise, it looks great. Gorgeous scenery. Yeah, that's definitely a castle. And the airport is going to be up there somewhere. So if we're pointing directly at the castle, the airport's up to our left. Up there somewhere. Alrighty, so should we take off autopilot? Not quite yet. We'll take off autopilot in a minute, and then we'll hand fly it in. Let's see, where's that airport? Oh, long runway. Alrighty, anyway. I don't want to take autopilot off yet, because I want to be able to see this castle with the drone. However, maybe it'd be better to just active pause it. Yeah, we'll see. The castle's about to go under the nose, and we're going to go right over it, so looking out the windows won't help either. So we're going to take out the drone and check this out. There's also a village nearby. That's pretty cool. And there it is as we fly over. Oh, we got ships or boats and docks under water. I love it. And there's a plane churning. So there you go. Looks cool. Awesome. Very nice. Interesting, like tinted roof. Alrighty, where's the airport? It is somewhere in front of us. Let's kill this AP thing. There we go. Whoa. It's gonna go up for some reason. Okie dokie. Alright, where's the airport? Let's see. We need to look for another body of water. So there's... Is it this right here? Like the sandbar looking thing? It could be. Man, this trim is all weird. Took off autopilot and no control of the aircraft. That's very good. That might not be it. I don't think so. No ATC in the bush trips, obviously. Props are kind of red. What if we zoom in again? No, that has to be it, because there's water, water, land. Water, water, land. Okay, well, let's assume that is it. So let's swing out a little bit here. And then we'll, mind our altitude, which is what, 1300? That's good. Alright, let's see. Does that look like a runway? Maybe it will when we're more lined up with it, but that has to be it. Yeah, that's definitely it. Yeah, alrighty. Final look around as we hand fly, not using the drone because then we lose control of the aircraft. Well, that's a great shot right there. Holy cow. In the lush forest, just like it's been advertised. Alrighty, time to land. That is an airport. Okay, let's see what do we have for speed. We're really fast. Don't need to worry about crosswind in these bush trips except Patagonia. So no crosswind to worry about. Props forward. Fuel forward. Not worry about the tanks in this trip. Gears always down. All we need to do is not strike the prop and not go into a ground loop. As long as we land without those things, it doesn't matter how many times we bounce. I mean, we don't want to bounce, but it doesn't matter either. And as long as we, yeah, don't strike the proper ground loop, because those are registered to crash. We have to redo it. And it's been over 40 minutes of flying for me in this trip. So it's been a long time. Alrighty, we'll wait to get in a flap speed and tower on our final here. Kind of an awkward base leg, but that's okay. A few more looks out the window. Oh, they're leaving their house, going on a little trip. Oh, he's driving down the river. You see that? There's a house there too. Oh, that's awesome. I love this. I haven't flown in a long time. I did the Denmark trip right when the update came out. Did it all in 1 day, 2 days. You've been watching the video staggered, and now I'm finally doing this again. So it's been almost a month since I've flown. I've been doing a lot of Forza and Minecraft instead. And when you see this video, though, I think I just did this last night. So as you watch this, I think I did this the night before. So like last night, as though I'm me watching it. 2 sets of flaps. I'm just coming for a good landing here. And of course my wife texts me just as I'm landing, because that's how it always goes. Alrighty, that's a cool bridge over there. Whoops, I'm acting like we have a 10-foot grass runway. We have plenty of room to do this. There's a little bit of crosswind. I could do left wing down right rudder. Not going to worry about it too much. I'll just do some right rudder here at the last minute. Here we go. We don't want to bounce if we can help it. We extremely don't want, or especially don't want to ground loop or prop strike. So we're just going to take advantage of this really, really long, really, really wide runway. And there it is. A little bit of bounce. Don't care. Brakes is, which one is brakes? That brakes? Well, that's reversers. This is brakes. I can't remember my controls. There we go. Yoke all the way back so we don't prop strike. And we did it. 35 minutes it said it took. Alright, that's not bad. Alright, that completes leg 1. So that completes this video. Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for part 2 next time.